Today we're going to try just making knots. We're going to learn to tie knots. Knotting is a basic element in working with fibers. And fibers are little pieces of string or long sections of material or anything that you can knot. So I picked 2 pieces of string, white and red. I'm going to take a piece of tape because I need both my hands to do this, and I'm going to take that tape and I'm going to take those 2 pieces down so it doesn't move on me. And all I'm going to do is start making some pretzel knots. I call them pretzels because they look like pretzels. All you do is you cross one yarn over the other, and it makes, you see where it makes this loop or this P, backwards P? And then you take the end of that yarn and put it through that P and pull. And then what you have is a knot. We're going to do this whole thing knotting. It doesn't matter what side you start on. I can just cross it over and make another loop. And then I have to take the yarn and go underneath the loop. Watch how I do this. Here's the loop. Go underneath the loop and through the loop, and then pull both strings. There is another knot. And we're going to build these up. Doesn't matter what side you put over. Okay, this time I did the red. I put it over the white. And here's the loop. Then I'm going to take the end of the red. I'm going to place it underneath the loop and pull it through the loop. And there is another knot. I'm going to just collect knots. It's easy once you get the hang of it. See, I just keep putting this one over, and I make a loop and I pull through. You can switch sides if you want, it doesn't matter. I only have 2 pieces of string. Here's the loop right here. Lift it up, pull the red through. You can use any colors that you want. It goes really fast once you get the hang of it. Some people make the mistake of making a loop and then trying to take the yarn and go through it the opposite way. See what I did? I didn't lift up the bottom string and go underneath of it. I lifted up this string and went through it, and then there's nothing. So you have to cross the strings like that, and then the one that goes over the string, the yarn that goes over this loop, pick up the loop, you push the yarn underneath of it. It always has to be underneath. And then you pull it through and it slides, and there is a knot. You can do this as quickly as you would like once you get the hang of it. I've made a lot of collection of knots. Very sturdy. And since it is a knot, I don't have to do anything with these bottoms, but I thought it might be a little more interesting if we added some beading to it. To add beading to it, we need beads and a poking stick. And here are some pony beads. Please don't grab the beads and put them all on your table, because you see what they do. They roll around. Just take 1 or 2 at a time, or put them in a little container, and so that it keeps it from rolling around. So to add on beading, it's really quite simple. All you do is you put the yarn through the center of the bead. Now, if you can't do that, and sometimes that is hard, then you take your stick and push it through. See how I'm pushing the yarn through? There it goes. and pull it all the way up until it stops, and put another one on. See, I definitely can't do it like that. So here's the hole. I'm going to take my stick at the end and I'm going to push it through. Grab my yarn and keep doing that till both sides I have enough beads. Well, the 5-minute warning bell came and I am not going to have any more time to do any more beads. So I need to stop these beads from falling off of my yarn or my fiber. And how do I do that? Watch. It just makes, all it needs is a knot. To make a knot to stop these beads from rolling, you could just knot it over like this, the same way you were doing, and then you have a loop. Okay? And pull it tight, and that's a knot. But if you don't want to do that, you're going to make a different kind of knot with just one piece of yarn, using all of just this piece of yarn. This is where my bead ends. I'm going to make a loop, like a cursive E. You see how it comes from here? It goes all the way to the front and stops. And all knotting is the same. You put it through a loop, no matter where you're doing it at. You take the end of the yarn and you bring it behind the loop, always. Push it through. See how my fingers are working? Grab it. Hey, look, there's that same pencil knot. And then you just keep the knot close to the beads with your finger and pull, and the beads stay on. Either way is fine. This is the way. I'll show you one more time. Here's the yarn. Make a loop with the yarn. Now the yarn end is here, and we can't put it through the middle because if we do on the top, it doesn't make a knot. So we make the loop and we pull it through to the behind of the loop. I've gone behind. See it through there? I grab it. I keep the knot close to the beads and I pull, and ta-da! It's a knot, and my beads won't fall off. Another interesting thing you can do with this, if you take your fingernails and pull apart those yarns, there are 4 or 3 yarns in each single piece of yarn. They're all wrapped together by a machine and it's very tight, but you can pull it apart like so and make a fuzzy on the end. It's only if you want to, but it looks kind of cool. Here's a fuzzy, and then here's this one. There's yarn in here. See how I just separate them with my thumbs, my thumbnails? And there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take your tape off because you don't need it. And now you have a wonderful little knotted piece of fiber art with some beads at the end. You can tie these on your backpack. You can use them for a bookmark. You can do whatever you want with them. And now you've learned how to knot. Basic step in doing fiber art.